Hey guys! This is Cartoon Recapped. Today we'll show you a 1995 comedy-adventure cartoon called A Goofy Movie. Be aware of heavy spoilers. Sit back and enjoy the show. Goofy is the single father of his 14-year-old son Max Goof, with whom he has a tense relationship due to Max's fears of turning into his father. On the last day of school before summer vacation, Max and his best friends PJ and Robert Bobby Zamoreski hijack the auditorium in the middle of Principal Mazur's speech, creating a small concert where Max performs, while dressed as the pop singer Powerline. The performance succeeds in making Max a school celebrity and impressing his love interest, Roxanne, but he, PJ, and Bobby are sent to Mazur's office. While waiting outside of the office, Roxanne speaks with Max and accepts his offer to go with him to her best friend Stacy's party where Powerline's concert will be viewed live, on pay-per-view. However, Mazur warns Goofy that Max's behavior may result in him facing capital punishment. Oblivious to Max's plans with Roxanne and fearing for his son's future, Goofy decides to take Max on a fishing trip from the city Spoonerville, in their home state of Ohio, to Lake Destiny, Idaho, following a cross-country map route he and his father took years ago in the 1960s. Before they leave town, Max visits Roxanne's house to cancel their date, but when the heartbroken Roxanne mentions going with someone else, Max panics and instead fabricates a story about his father knowing Powerline, telling her he will be on stage at the concert. Despite his son's objections, Goofy plans his own trip, with initially disastrous results. Max angrily hurts his father's feelings after Goofy inadvertently humiliates Max at an opossum-based theme park. Later, Pete and PJ happen to meet up with them while camping by a lake. While PJ informs Max of how all their peers back home anticipate seeing him on stage at the Powerline concert, Pete urges Goofy to keep Max under control. Goofy takes his son fishing and shows him the perfect cast fishing technique, accidentally luring Bigfoot to their camp. Pete and PJ escape, forcing Goofy and Max to spend the night with Bigfoot. That night, while Goofy sleeps, Max alters the map's route to Los Angeles, where the concert is taking place. The next morning, Goofy makes Max the navigator of the trip. The two go to different locations that satisfy both of them. Eventually, they stop by a motel where they meet Pete and PJ again. When Pete overhears a conversation between the boys, he tells Goofy that Max has tricked him into traveling to Los Angeles. The next day, Goofy and Max come to a junction, one leading to Idaho, the other to California. Max chooses the route to California, making a frustrated Goofy stop the car at the Grand Canyon and storm off. With the brake loose, the car drives off on its own. Goofy and Max chase after it and end up in the Colorado River. After a brief argument, Goofy says no matter how old Max gets he will always be his son, and the two finally reconcile with each other. After learning of Max's promise to Roxanne, Goofy decides to take him to the concert in Los Angeles. The two nearly plummet to their deaths down a waterfall, but Max saves Goofy using the perfect cast technique. Goofy and Max arrive at the concert, and while attempting to sneak backstage, they end up on stage and dance with Powerline, watched by Pete, PJ, Bobby, Roxanne, Stacy, and the rest of classmates on separate televisions. Meanwhile, Bobby falls in love with Roxanne's best friend Stacy. Goofy and Max later return to Roxanne's house in their damaged car. Max tells the truth to Roxanne, though she accepts it and admits she always had feelings for him ever since the first time she ever heard him utter his father's trademark laugh. Thus, a relationship starts between them. Goofy's car suddenly explodes because of the damage it had sustained, ejecting Goofy in the process, who then falls through the porch roof of Roxanne's house, and Max introduces him to Roxanne. Thanks for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.